Organized stalking, community stalking, is a hidden form of terrorism against an individual and a malicious attempt to reduce the quality of a person's life so they will have a nervous breakdown, develop psychological problems, become incarcerated, institutionalized, experience constant emotional and physical pain, become homeless, commit suicide. It is done using well-orchestrated accusations, lies, rumors, bogus investigations, setups, intimidation, overt or covert threats, framings, vandalism, theft, sabotage, torture, humiliation, emotional terror, and general persecution of an individual. Organized stalking is a destructive criminal program built on deception that exists to serve the intentions of a few who are aware of its true agenda.
Organized gang stalking, code of silence. Individuals in the community know what is being done to you and why, but no one will tell you. Furthermore, no one will admit anything when you confront them about the harassment. There is a conspiracy of silence. This serves several objectives. The perpetrators know their strategies may be less successful if you are fully aware who is targeting you, how and why. Any admission of organizing or instigating harassment would make them liable should you choose to press charges or sue. The denial is part of the strategy. The objective is to make sure the target seems to be the only one who perceives the harassment. This promotes significant feelings of insecurity and isolation in the mind of the target. As a result, the target will begin to question his or her own sanity and or his or her ability to trust individuals who previously seemed trustworthy. Certain individuals within the community who would like to explain everything to you will not come forward for fear of being targeted in turn. Often overlooked, the code of silence is a key part of the community stalking strategy and one of the reasons to this day so few people are aware of this form of terrorism. Counter tactics. It's imperative that you tell everyone you know about sites that demystify the process of psychological warfare. It's highly advisable to maintain a support network of family and friends. Make sure they understand what community stalking is. Make sure they understand that part of the strategy is to make the target sound psychologically unstable when describing bizarre tactics used against them. These points will also help your family and friends to be on guard in order to avoid unknowing participation in schemes that are designed to make you distrust them. Good cop, bad cop. The perpetrator or his allies will often play the good guy and offer help and support in dealing with the situation. They will delegate someone to try to reach out to you. The chosen coworker, neighbor or congregation elder will appear to be sympathetic and offer to help you find the people involved in harassing you. If you already know who your harassers are and show no interest in speaking with him, he may phone your family or those close to you to let them know that he is worried and wants to quote-unquote help you. Reaching out to those who are close to you serves the purpose of further alienating you from them. He will try to convince them that he is the good guy and he is on your side. He may test them to see how much you've told them about the situation and how much they believe. If he sees that your family or friends have any doubts about the veracity of your claims, he will exploit these doubts. He will try to convince them that you are suffering from paranoia or some other mental illness. Smear campaign. Stalkers aim to destroy your credibility and terrorize you into silence. Community stalkers use degrading themes to terrorize the target, causing them constant stress and anxiety. A degrading theme is a form of psychological harassment that stigmatizes the victim and destroys their reputation. The objective is to make the target a social outcast by deliberately spreading lies and distortions to individuals in their personal and professional environment. The target is usually accused of being a pedophile, a racist, or a homosexual. However, it is not uncommon for the target to be labeled as a prostitute, rapist, terrorist, mentally ill, a drug addict or dealer. Often stalkers will label the target with a combination of these. To effectively assassinate the target's character, they operate under the guise of bogus police investigations and use statements and quotes from individuals who are paid to set up the target. They even invest considerable effort in manipulating circumstances and staging scenarios to make the victim appear as a pedophile, racist, homosexual, prostitute, etc. More information about these setups will be given in the section called Harassment Skits. The label of pedophile is most often used because it is considered by society to be the most heinous crime. This accusation easily mobilizes people against the target. Anyone who cares about children become eager participants in harassment skits directed towards you. It's an accusation that can easily destroy your career and alienate you from your family and friends. Likewise, racism can easily motivate individuals to bully a target. Community stalkers spread rumors throughout various ethnic communities that you are anti-whatever nationality and need to be taught a lesson. This is a time-tested strategy that has been used for centuries. Empires have been built on it. It's called divide and conquer. It's not unusual for a target to be harassed by several ethnic groups at the same time. The stalkers feed each community lies, adapting them to the stereotypes associated with each group. Again, to be most effective, they will use individuals belonging to each respective ethnicity who are paid, bribed or blackmailed into spreading false evidence and making false statements to condemn you. Accusations of homosexuality are common, especially in religious circles. This accusation terrorizes a victim and makes them an instant outcast in their religious community. It is commonly used to unofficially excommunicate a congregation member. In the absence of a scriptural justification for disfellowshipping, elders will use the homosexual label to harass an individual into leaving their congregation. Smear campaigns are extremely harmful and effective when executed properly. Often the accusations are spread among the target's neighbors who participate in driving the victim out of town. Most frequently the rumors follow the target into their new community only for the cycle of harassment to begin again. Degrading themes are favored by harassers for the catch-22 it imposes on the victim. Many targets shy away from talking about the psychological abuse or defending themselves due to fear of further humiliation and stigmatization. They are put in a situation where talking about the harassment contributes to spreading the rumors and lies being told about them. Counter tactics. First of all, if you are being stalked and harassed, talk about it. Don't allow stalkers to terrorize you into silence. It's better for you and the entire planet that you expose this evil. Tell everyone you know about community stalking. Direct them to sites that explain the process of psychological warfare and covert terrorism. These are strong words, but this is in fact what community stalking is. It's a form of terrorism against an individual that is meant to instill fear and cause mental and emotional trauma. It is recommended that you also inform your abusers what community stalking is. Why? Because some of the participants don't even understand the significance of what they are doing. Some participate simply because they have been bribed with money or some benefit to them. Be persistent. Community stalkers take advantage of loopholes in the law. They are accustomed to getting away with terrorism time and time again. They try to wear down their targets. In doing so, by the time you start understanding what is happening and how it's being done, you no longer have the energy or motivation to defend yourself. Harassment skits. Harassment skits are designed to traumatize victims by making them think the entire world is against them. To set up their targets, community stalkers use a technique called neurolinguistic programming (NLP). It's a way of conditioning the mind to notice triggers in the environment. These triggers can be shapes, objects, colors, behaviors or sounds. Most importantly, community stalkers condition the minds of their victims to develop anxiety upon seeing or hearing these triggers. People who are familiar with community-based harassment will often make reference to mind control. The term mind control throws many people off because of its association with the paranormal. What these individuals are really referring to is the conditioning of the mind using NLP. The objective of the terrorists is to gradually expand their victims' number and variety of triggers. In doing so, the target is exposed to a trigger almost everywhere they go and is therefore in a constant state of anxiety. The end result of a successful harassment campaign is psychological damage, anything from a nervous breakdown to suicide. Some individuals become highly agitated and violent. Ultimately they may end up in jail. Either way, the community stalkers are happy. They essentially kill a person without pulling the trigger, and they get off scot-free. It's the perfect crime. The mind conditioning can be done so gradually that the victim is not conscious of it. However, the subconscious mind will still perceive the stimuli used to develop a trigger. For example, your stalkers may drive around you in brand new white cars. After a few weeks you might think to yourself, I guess white is a popular color among new car owners. You will not realize that your mind is being conditioned to notice the color white. Once the trigger has set into your mind, they will use it to set you up. If you are being labeled as a pedophile, your stalkers may have children dressed in white cross the street in front of you or walk past you on the bus. Your eyes will be cued to the color of their clothing. You will find yourself actually looking in their direction and noticing them even if you are a person who normally pays little attention to children. One of the stalkers will be conveniently positioned to humiliate you while you are looking at the children. They will stare at you and smile in a lewd way, smirk, sneer, laugh or glare at you in an accusatory manner. The first time it happens you may brush it off as an odd encounter, but as it happens repeatedly your discomfort will escalate. The stalkers stage situations to insinuate that the target is doing something wrong when they look at children. This makes the target anxious. The anxiety eventually develops into a fear of being around children. Eventually, people who are not within the stalking group will notice that the target looks uncomfortable and behaves oddly around children. This of course will appear to give support to the rumors they have carefully planted among your personal and professional associates. The community stalkers will have successfully framed the target for a crime they never committed. This is just one of the methods harassers use to turn people against the target. The process also applies to sound. For example, if you cough or sneeze on occasion, your stalkers may mock you by doing the same. To make sure they have your attention, they may follow their cough with sentences or words making reference to something that is going on in your life. If you are planning a renovation or a party or a vacation, they will mention these to remind you that you are being spied on. Eventually you will feel anxious whenever you hear a person cough or sneeze. Some religious groups are using these tactics within their congregations as a way of making targeted Christians too uncomfortable to attend meetings. The elders make sure to use degrading themes to ensure the target will never voice their complaints. Not all harassment skits involve neurolinguistic programming. Sometimes it's plain threats and bullying. Noise campaigns. Noise is a powerful weapon that will be used to destroy a target's quality of life. Community stalkers will create unnecessary and excessive noise outside your home. The noise is used to increase the target's anxiety and stress. Stalkers will have the mufflers of their vehicles adjusted to make more noise. They will screech their tires and honk their horns as they pass by your home or pass you on the streets. People will make more noise than usual. Dogs barking, children yelling. Community stalkers often carry out their noise campaign during the night. One of their objectives is also to deprive the target of sleep. No matter how healthy a person is, no one can function properly with prolonged sleep deprivation. Sleep is essential for the body to repair and heal itself. Without it, the immune system breaks down. Likewise, chronic degenerative diseases and poor general health are associated with sleep deprivation. Targets suffer from memory loss, poor concentration and depression. From the outset it doesn't appear to be serious. It's just noise, right? Well, wake up, because just noise can kill someone. Not immediately, of course, but slowly and surely. It doesn't take prolonged sleep deprivation before the health of the mind and body deteriorate. Within a few weeks a person can be driven to depression. Go just 3 nights without sleep and see how quickly you start to feel depressed.